Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. Another good morning for crypto, especially the altcoins. Obviously Bitcoin relatively sideways, so we're getting some big pumps in these altcoins. But we'll talk about Bitcoin though. But anyway, so if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we will go over to those charts. So yeah, you can see here on the 4 hour, we spoke about yesterday, sort of this top here. If we take this out, yeah, I mean, potentially expect acceleration to the upside through this resistance zone. And I mean, if we take out this high here, then I believe we'll be we'll be off to the races again. That's not that is no guaranteed scenario though. That's what we're looking for. No guaranteed scenario though, because I do expect there is a distinct possibility we could get rejected in this zone, maybe even have some sort of wick above it and then get rejected back down, and then I think we will start to test some more downside. I sound like a proper bear, don't I? Just looking for downside, but it's just kind of what I'm looking at. We need to. It's just I've got my horizontal levels. We are in the middle of a zone. We've not really properly tested levels below us, and we're not making progress above the next level to then test that and use that as support. So the way that I see it is price action is just a bit up in the air at the moment. Yeah, you could argue it's potentially forming its own sort of support around here. You could even argue, I may draw this on, we're done with this pennant now, so we'll delete that pennant and we'll borrow it. Ooh, we won't borrow that line because I just clicked another line. So we will delete this line, and we will extend this one, extend this along here. So maybe we are gonna yeah, maybe if we stay in this area, then yeah, this is kind of what I'm looking at, this sort of trend line, to basically blast us off through the resistance. But yeah, I mean, losing this, it kind of raises the point that I'm sort of looking to trigger downside now. It was obviously before basically below this level, but as this trend line rises, I think like if we don't basically break up, we're getting sort of pincered between this horizontal top here, around 11,400, which I will also draw on, but I don't like how close it is to our major level. But I will draw this on here. Just because that's where the line is at the moment, and yeah, we're gonna have to see whether we do break through that. I mean, you can pretty much pretty much disregarding this is a bit anomalous. We faked out above, came back in, obviously overshot to the downside, and then came back within this structure. So that's how I'm reading that. So realistically, we've got to make a decision. We're either going to basically break out this, break above here, start playing in this zone, and then form some support here, or we're going to have to drop down, test this as support, see if we can hold that or not, then potentially test this as support if we can't hold that, and and then that is realistically our last line of defense before things start to look very fake out-esque, in the sense that this has all just been one crazy move, and then we're gonna get hammered down. Catalyst for that will obviously be a strengthening dollar, which is not currently on the cards at all, or a stock market crash, which you will basically go broke waiting for stock market crashes. So plenty of people try and call them. Broken clocks are right 2 times a day. So yeah, just something to consider. Those are the two scenarios that could obviously result in this being a fake out. I don't think Bitcoin alone. If I had to like weigh up the probabilities, I think Bitcoin alone could hold its own and rally even in a stagnating sideways dollar and stock market. I think it's gonna take quite a bit to knock the sail out of the winds, knock the wind out of the sail of Bitcoin. Now we're getting these larger time frames and macro levels broken, and macro trends broken. So that is my views, but that is obviously regardless of the fact I do still think we need to form in a solid base somewhere. And I mean, in all fairness, it's just, I don't care whether it's here or here or here. I just want to see a form based at a base formed at an important level, for us then to proceed the trend, rather than us just be just winging it, winging it level-less. But again, like I said, if we break above here, trade in this range, actually form actual support on this level, then that is the support that I'm looking for. That will be a base that I am looking for. So not too much else to talk about realistically. Just we'll have a look at the Stokes. I mean, 4-hour looks like it could give us some good impetus to the upside. How's 12-hour and 10-hour? 10-hour turn back up, 12-hour looking to turn back up. Daily down. Weekly, obviously we know about the weekly, and the 3-day still steaming up. So on the balance of the stochastic analysis, I would say we have a good chance to break into the upside. That's what I would be looking at based on that. Based on the formation is obviously clearly a inherently bullish formation. We are able to hold our own under this resistance. We're not really getting rejected back down to the bottom support. We are forming an upward sloping trend line, and there's no read on that other than bullish. Obviously that's statistically, it doesn't mean it's guaranteed to break up, but that is a statistically bullish set of confluence on the indicators. So yeah, so let's have a quick whiz around the TD, although we're really in too tight a range for us to be getting anything. We'll have a look at some of the other time frames. I mean, I don't need that to load to know that we're not getting anything on there. We are obviously we're not getting anything there. I mean, we're not going to have anything unless it was on the shorter time frame. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, like I do say, once we break it back above obviously the high of this 9 candle. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? That that level I draw in obviously is basically the top of that 9 candle. Obviously it's because I obviously was lining it up, but yeah, I mean, that really is the trigger. That's the trigger with how I always trade. How's the weekly 9 looking? That is sort of the trigger how I always trade. Basically, once you take out the high of that candle, then acceleration to the upside. This is what we got on the weekly. Once we took out the high of that candle, acceleration to the upside. Once we took out the high of that candle, acceleration to the upside, but obviously got slammed back down. So again, it's still an important level. Take it out again, hold above it, close above it, start trading above it, and then yeah, I mean, it'll trigger upside. So what does that mean for the alts? Let's have a look at that BT dominance chart. If it wants to load, it will load. I need to buy another computer. Basically, this one is not cutting it. Yeah, here is the weekly, so we don't want to look at that at the moment so much. This is really what we're looking at. Let's sort this out a bit. So yeah, you can see we've got this important horizontal. We faked out below it, got slammed back up again. Back in, well, it's not even long away. I'm on the 4-hour chart. I don't know why I thought I was on a daily. Back towards the end of July. And now we've broken it again. We are back testing it, and are we gonna get slammed down? Are we gonna get slammed down? If Bitcoin takes a big leg to the upside, clearly we're not. We're gonna have a move up. In which point, let's look at it on the daily. At which point I'll potentially be targeting the daily 21. Daily 21 always a good target. We faked above it, lost it, came back down. I mean, yeah, we can test it again, but will that be the best selling opportunity for the market, the BTC dominance chart, as in altcoins rather over Bitcoin? I potentially think it could be if that is indeed what happens. But obviously at any point we can just continue down. So a lot of interest in the altcoins. Ethereum again, I think, is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Obviously a lot of the smaller altcoins are making big gains, but they are just a smaller market cap. So obviously Ethereum, being a lot bigger market cap, making its gains, is obviously going to impact the BTCD a lot more. So yeah, that's it, guys. Really, not much else to say. Remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I'll catch up with you guys later on today.